In the previous part, a kid named Scott turns into a werewolf as he almost kills his best friend named Styles. He meets another werewolf named Derek who teaches Scott how to control his wolf abilities and how to survive their enemies, the wolf hunters. Scott goes into the school bus with his girlfriend named Allison. They have a romantic moment as Scott's wolf claws come out. He shifts into his werewolf form as Allison starts running. Scott throws the bus seat which flies inside. Allison tries to escape the bus when Scott suddenly pulls her back inside. Scott is seen in school. He tells Styles about what happened as a dream. They go outside and they see the school bus destroyed with blood in it. Scott and Styles start looking for Allison as Scott's heart rate increases. He hits a locker, destroying it in the process. He later meets with Allison as he is relieved. Scott is seen in a science class. They sees an injured man in the bus and the whole class goes to watch. Scott and Styles are seen having lunch. Allison and her friends come to sit by them. They watch the news about the person in the bus on Styles' phone. Lydia and Jackson invite Scott and Allison on a double date. Jackson challenges Scott to bowling as Scott says that he is a great bowler. They leave as Scott goes to work. Styles' father comes to the animal clinic and asks the doctor whether he can identify the animal that attacked the man on the school bus. Scott gives food to his mother in the hospital. He catches a familiar scent as he goes to check. He sees the injured man on the bus as the man wakes up. The man starts to scream as Scott's mom comes to take him away. A police officer goes to Derek's place with a dog. Derek shifts his eyes into that of his werewolf form, scaring the dog. The officer takes the signal as he drives away. Scott goes to Derek, asking him for help to remember what happened on the bus. Derek tells him to use his senses to remember rather than his brain. Scott gets near the bus. He starts to remember as he sees a memory of himself waking up to a werewolf howl. He goes to the bus as he remembers himself trying to help the injured man. The Alpha uses its claws to strike Scott as he comes back to reality. Styles sees a security coming as he calls Scott. They drive away with speed to escape the guard. Lydia is seen helping Allison pick up a dress for the date. Allison's father comes in telling them not to go out. We see Derek at a filling station. Allison's father, who is a hunter, comes with his boys. They burst Derek's window and leave. We see Scott on the double date. He throws the ball as it enters the gutter. Allison tells him to picture her without clothes. Scott activates his wolf eyes as he throws the ball, hitting the pins down. Team Scott and Allison win the game as Jackson and Lydia lose. Jackson tells Scott that he cheated and that he is not going to stop finding his secret. Derek is seen with the injured man. The injured man tells Derek that he was sorry. Scott's mother goes to see the man dead on the bed. Scott escorts Allison to her house. He kisses her as he leaves. Scott's mom hears someone opening Scott's window. She takes a bat and almost uses it on the person. It turns out to be Styles as Scott comes in. Styles tells Scott that the injured man was dead. Scott goes to Derek's house accusing him of killing the man. Derek comes and pushes Scott down the stairs. Scott turns around as he roars at Derek. Derek is thrown through the walls by Scott as he falls down. Derek gets up as he starts shifting. He shifts into his werewolf form as his eyes glow blue. He attacks Scott as he slams him into the wall. Scott uses a weapon to hit Derek. Derek picks Scott up and continuously slams him into the ground. He turns back to his human form as he explains to Scott that he wasn't the one that bit him. Scott remembers as he sees his Alpha in the bus. Allison's aunt named Kate is seen driving in her car. Scott's Alpha is also seen running beside her car. She is attacked as she shoots her shotgun. Derek is also seen tracking the Alpha. He runs on the roof as Kate shoots him down. Allison's father comes and Kate tells him that the person she shot will have 48 hours to be alive. Scott is seen as he eavesdrops the conversation. Allison meets her aunt in the morning as they happily unite. Scott and Stiles are seen in school. Stiles sees Scott's grades and tells him to study more. School closes as Stiles drives his car. Derek comes to him and falls. Stiles and Scott carry Derek into the car and Derek tells Scott to find the bullet that was used to shoot him. Scott takes his bicycle and meets with Allison. They go to the garage and they kiss. Allison's father comes in and catches them kissing. He plans to send Scott away but Kate tells him to come for dinner. Allison's dad belittles Scott as Allison gets mad. Scott holds Allison's hands and says something funny, causing the family to laugh. Scott looks for the restroom as Kate directs him. He goes into the room and he sees Kate's bag. He takes the bullet in it as he texts the name to Stiles. Derek says that Scott should bring him the bullet or else he would die. Scott goes out requesting to leave. Kate stops him saying that her bag was opened before Scott went into the room but was closed when he came out. She accuses Scott of being a thief and requests to search him. Allison brings out a condom saying that she took it from Kate's bag. She says that she was the one who closed the bag. Derek gives Stiles a weapon to cut his arm off. Scott comes with the bullet as Derek collapses. The bullet falls into the sewers as Scott uses his nail to take it out. Derek sets the powder in the bullet on fire. He places it on his wound and he falls. The poison in his system leaves as he heals. Scott threatens to tell Allison's father about Derek. Derek tells Scott that Allison's family are not as nice as they look. Derek takes Scott to meet his uncle who was the only survivor of a fire outbreak that killed their entire family. Scott sees this and is shocked. Kate lights the wood on fire as she plans with her brother on how they would capture Derek. Like and subscribe to get the next part of this movie.